Hello everyone, this is Defense Politics Asia and this is the Frontline Changes Report for the past 48 hours. And there is all the latest frontline changes and very significant ones. The whole list is pretty long. We have frontline changes over at Kalinov, Zeleny, Kaislivka, Kurakhove, Novosadove, Krasnaya, a bunch over at Selydove and Tsukurine, and Novosadove, Izmailivka, Antonivka, and Bogoyavlenka. So we're going to start off with the ones in the Kursk front first. Over at the Kursk front, these are covered in the situation report already. Russian forces have been pushed back over at Zeleny side, or have their claims invalidated, with the Ukrainians confirmed to be in this region here, in this western flank of the Kursk front, where the Russians are currently conducting their major counteroffensive operations, and the Ukrainians continue to hold the ground around this area in Zeleny side. Further up north, over in the Kalinov region, Russian forces geolocated in the just outside the forest, confirming Russian capture in the Kalinov region in the northern flank of the Kursk front. So that's all from this area. The next frontline change is over at Kaislivka in the Kupyansk front. So at the Kupyansk front, over in the Kaislivka, Kurakhove region, Russian forces has been geolocated. This is one of the latest information along the highway, confirming that the Russians have indeed taken a more advanced position, as well as securing Kurakhove and Kaislivka. So this is a major frontline change. So interesting that the Russians are now pushing down the highway. And the next frontline change after Kaislivka is over at Kurakhove. So this one is reported in the situation report already. This is mapped by the Ukrainian side, with the Russian forces confirmed to have taken all these grounds and hold a very strong foothold in the village, having fire control over the bridge at Senkove. And after Kurakhove, the next frontline change is over at Novosadove. And this is over at the Kreminna front. So this is Kreminna, and this is Kreminna front. And the major frontline changes around here, with the Russian Defense Ministry declaring the capture of Novosadove, and this is corroborated by the Ukrainian side. And the Russian forces have taken all these areas here, including all the Gali and the entire eastern part of Novosadove, confirming Russians have taken massive amount of grounds in this area here. The next target will be Terny, which the Russians can now attack in a pincer operation. Also, after Novosadove, the next frontline change is over in Krasnaya. So we jump all the way to Pokrovsk front. Just now we were here, so now we are jumping here. And over at Krasnaya, Ukrainian forces conducted counterattack. So this is Pokrovsk, and Ukrainians conducting counterattack towards the MKK, which is Mykolaiivka, Krasnaya, Kurtia, and the Ukrainian forces have been geolocated in the trench line, with the Ukrainians counterattacking successfully towards the positions at Krasnaya and Kurtia. So the Russian forces will be defending this area here, defending against this incursion. Let's see how far the Ukrainian counterattack can go. The next frontline change is over at Selydove. Further south in this area, you can see that there's a massive amount of frontline changes around here. So Russian forces have expanded control in the north of Selydove in this way, and they have straightened the front line along the mines, and then they have captured the eastern part of Selydove. However, in the latest information is this too. In the past 12 hours, we have frontline changes. We have the location of Russian forces right in the middle of Selydove raising the flag. This confirmed that the Russian forces at least have taken everything east of that flag raising position, and this also because of the way how the terrain works, how the tree lines, the defenses work. This also invalidates the entire southeastern part of Selydove to be confirmed to be under Russian control. So along with the previous day's update, This is a lot of frontline changes, and I got a feeling that the Ukrainians are no longer defending because this push is way too fast. We are talking about a frontline change from one geolocation to another, 1.4 kilometers. 1.4 kilometers in the span of 24 hours. So that's very, very fast. The Ukrainians are not defending at all. I think they are abandoning position at Selydove. And I wonder if it's something to do with the incursion coming from the north, because the Russians are now going to do a potential pincer. And as the Russians are coming from the north, if the Russians already putting pressure from the east, it looks like the Ukrainians is saying that, okay, that's it, we are not going to defend anymore. That could be the case. I'm not sure. And after this frontline change at Selydove, the frontline change over at Tsukurine is just as bad. Russian forces have expanded control on the west of Tsukurine. This confirms the capture of Tsukurine, with the Russians capturing all of these grounds. And geolocation also shows that the Russians have continued to attack in the direction of Novosadove. So let's continue to wait and see how this continue to develop. So a lot of flags being used. The Russians are definitely running out of flags at this moment. So after Suaryne, further south, we have two geolocations at Novosadove and Kreminna. This is in the Kursk region. Russian forces have been geolocated in these two locations, confirming Russians have entered into Novosadove from the northeast, and they have captured the western part of Izmailivka. So the Russians are literally just attacking both sides. So very, very greedy. So we shall continue to wait and see how this continue to develop, as the Russians are basically capturing grounds seemingly, with very, very little resistance from the Ukrainian side. So after Izmailivka, the next frontline change, we jump all the way to Antonivka. So this is over at the Kostyantynivka region. Russian forces have entered into Antonivka, geolocation of Russian forces in the eastern part, confirming the Russians have entered and have a foothold in the eastern part of Antonivka. So this is going to be pretty bad, because the Russians could also attack from this Katerinivka region, creating a pincer. So yeah, I got a feeling that the Ukrainians will abandon this position as well. So, and then there's one last frontline change in the direction of Bogoyavlenka. There's a latest geolocation. Russian forces have been geolocated just off Bogoyavlenka, around 1.7 kilometers away. The Russian forces have captured even more grounds. They are making quick work of all these grounds in this area here. They're moving very, very quickly. The next attack is going to go towards the Bogoyavlenka already. South of this position, we have a previously reported frontline change. During the SITREP, I have mentioned this, with the Russian forces straightening the front line in this area here, according to the information from Deep State UA. So anyway, that's it. So this is the frontline changes report for the past 48 hours, particularly with the latest information coming out just within the past 12 hours. So anyway, thank you for watching. Press the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next update. And check out the other videos.